Okay, well, I was talking to someone online. They're saying the rocker ratio is 1.85. I've looked in my factory workshop manual, which is like over 2,000 pages. I can't find a rocker ratio in that. I googled it. I cannot find a rocker ratio in Google. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install one of the new camshafts in this head, and I'm going to measure how much the valve gets pushed down compared to how much load lift there is. So I'm just going to install one and bolt it all up, then measure it, spin it, and see what happens, right? Because I need to know if he ground the cams with a 1-to-1 ratio. I mean, 1.85 is almost double, right? So I'm going to have to make sure I'm not going to get valve spring binding. So I'm going to set one up, and then I'm going to see and make sure we're not going to have any problems. I hope we don't have to change the cams. I really do. I'm going to find out what this rocker ratio is by actually installing them and finding out 100% myself. So I'm just going to set it up and get back to you. And I'm back. I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. So I've put the new rocker in, new solid lifter, new camshaft. I am using the stock valve, but that's okay. So first I'll measure at the ultimate height of the lobe. Which is 13. Now let me turn it up right. That's the top of the lobe. Make sure it's 0. So you set it 0. I thought I heard a dog. 13. 13.9. Right? 13.9 millimeters. And now this is the intake. We will measure the back of the lobe. Now, valve bind, bloody hell. Oh, valve bind. The valve is bottoming out and I'm not over yet. Nowhere near it. Ah, boy. Let me show you. Right. Wendy. The valve spins round. And now that's it, but I'm not fully open yet. Oh boy. Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, Oh. I'm really going to have to find out what the ratio is. So what I'm going to do is take this cam out, put a stock cam in, and then measure the ratio. So I've got, even with a stock spring, I have valve bind before it's fully open. Oh boy. I want to check one thing, make sure I'm not doing wrong. I just want to make sure. No. I was thinking maybe the valve, thought maybe the valve was hitting the table, but it's not. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But they knew from the last grind it was 1.85. That's what it said. No. This is the old one too. It says 1. Rocker ratio 1. The one I have. Wow. He's going to have to do them again. I feel like I'm going to cry. Let's put the stock cam in and see what the ratio is. Let me set it up with the stock cam. Okay, I've got a stock camshaft, not an HO, just a stock one. I'm going to find out the ratio, set it to 0. Even though, if somebody knows where the rocker ratio is online, I would love to know, because I couldn't find it. I'll use it like. Mm-hmm. 8. 8.25. So 8.2. Okay, so I've got 8.2 on the back of the cam. And then work up the lobe size. Fourteen, 3. Absolute tip. 14.3. I'm going to put my pencil. 14.3, so that's 6.1 millimeters of lift here. Right, there's no play on the rocker. Oh, maybe there's a smidgen of play. I don't want any play because that will mess up the measurement, of course. I made a special spanner last time, but I can't find it this time. Oh, now it's tight. Okay, that's got to be pretty close. So going from, now I've got to measure the valve height, okay? Find a good spot to measure that. Let's see how far the valve goes down. Not much place to do that. Yeah. Not much place. I might have to do it a different way. Okay, so I've got, tighten that up a bit. Bit much. It's on top of the valve and on top of the head here. Now I've got 40. Whew, I want to get it right. Right on the edge. 46.8. .8 millimeters, and then when I push it down, to the max, I'll leave that on there. Whew. Fifty-eight. So the valve went down. So I've got neutral 46.8. Then I've got 58 when it's down. Right? That means the valve has gone down. Oh, sorry. My brain is so busy right now. That means 58, 60, it's for 12.8 millimeters. It's gone down 12.8 millimeters, but the lobe is 6.1 millimeters. .8. That's almost double. That is 1.85. The man online, I forget his name, he was right, it is. So I'm going to have to email Crow, because these cams, as great as they are and as amazing as they've been, they need to be redone. No wonder when he ground me cams before, they were so much more powerful, because he ground them to a 1:1 ratio when it was 1:185 ratio. So they were huge. I was lucky they didn't bind on the red engine. No wonder the timing chain was struggling. Let me see if I can find him quickly. The name of the YouTube man. Comments. First, are they going to make the cams so other people can get them? They're not off the shelf, right? That was one question. They're not off the shelf. They are custom ground. You need to give them all your information about the project and they will grind them to suit. They're not an off-the-shelf item. It's not like, oh, I want Rick's cams. It doesn't work that way. So no, you need to contact them, ask them if they're willing to do it, because not everybody's willing to do it. And now we know the cam ratio is, the rocker ratio is 1.85. I'm shocked, my red one, not shocked anymore, that ended up being, felt like 400 horsepower or more. It was, that thing was amazing. So yes, that was ground to what it said on the chart. Wow. Times 1.85. So the lift was, so I had this one. The duration was 208, right? At 50 thou on a 1:1 ratio, but it's a 1:185 ratio. So the duration at 50 thou, no, it's not possible. I mean, not the duration, the lift. I'm talking about the lift. Where's the lift? It's 0.2224 thou. That's thousands. God, I hate thous. So it would have been double that almost. Lucky I put performance springs on those heads, because normal stock springs would not have coped with that. And I never did measure it. But it survived all this time. And getting hammered too. Amazing. Alright, so, and then here he is. Root Beer 19135. He said, also we are a 1.85 rocker ratio. So that has bearing on lift and duration calculation. Oh yes it does. I don't know how much it has on duration. Does it matter duration? Because a lobe is the lobe. It starts and when it starts and finishes when it finishes. No wonder when I started mine up before, when I reset the ECM to zero, like no running, and then put those cams in, when I first started it, it was like racketa, right? It was doing that, but then after driving it, the ECM dumbed it down. It was just adjusted it. It just didn't sound lumpy anymore after driving it a couple of times. But that is really interesting. No wonder that motor had so much go. And no wonder it worked so much better with E85. So yes, he was correct. I'd like to know where he got the information from that it's 1.85. I know online there's some cam sheets and they say 1.85. But this one says 1:1. It'll only be 1:1, right? Let me show you. I don't know if you can understand, but it'll be 1:1 if the cam was directly on top of the valve, then it'd be 1:1. But because the rocker is like a lever, right? When you push down here, it goes down more there, like. See, the knuckle of my finger is moving. The knuckle of my finger is moving less than the tip of my finger, and that's how the ratio becomes. And because that is quite a cam, you times it by 1.85. We're done for. I will email him after I've stopped being depressed. But anyway, that's the deal when you do jobs that have never been done before, right? When you do a conversion like this, you're bound to run into problems, and I'm lucky. That's the only problem I've run into so far. And it's probably my fault as much as it is his. Although I think he should have known, but then I also guess I should have told him. And since he did a grind for me last time and I didn't complain about it, he presumed it's the same. So I'll just see what they say, and whatever they say, I will go with. They will have to put into the computer the differences, and I'll send them an extra set of cams. I'll send them these cams as well, just in case the ones he's done already have been ground too much. Right? You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if they're repairable now with that ratio. I just don't know. So stay with me on this job and you'll go crazy. But I love it. I love a challenge. Anyway, I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I just want it done right. And a mistake was made. And that happens in life, right? Mistakes happen. We all make mistakes. So if we get upset at mistakes, if mistakes are on purpose, then you can get mad, you know? But with God in my life, I have no problems. I don't get angry very often. I don't get upset very often. I understand life much better than most, from what I've learned from reading the Bible. So yeah, this has been an amazing learning curve still for me, to never ever take cams on face value. That when you install a camshaft, you should always double check everything. I'm lucky I got away with it with the red one. So I was going to get the red one running again, but now I'm not. I don't think with that sort of lift any timing chain will survive. 1.85 is like times 1.85. No cam is meant to do that, I don't believe. Like the duration, when I think about it, when I put the lobe in my mind, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, I actually see the lobe moving, I see the rocker, I see the valve. I don't understand why, but I just see it. Duration is duration, but lift is lift. I don't believe duration would change a lot. It may change a little, but not a lot. Because the lobe starts when the lobe starts. So I'm surprised I didn't hit any pistons or nothing. That's incredible. Thank you, YouTube, and thank you for people who watch for bringing this to my attention so soon. This would have come to my attention at the time of starting, assembling the engine and cranking it over, and then finding that all of a sudden the engine won't turn because the valves are spring bound. Thank you. I love it. You know, the community, let's all get together and help each other out. When people ask for a question online and you think it's a dumb question, that's fine. For that person, he may never have done anything mechanical before. So don't be nasty to people when they ask dumb questions, because that's how we all started, with dumb questions. That's how I learned. And yeah, let's all be kind to each other. So anyway, I'm going to clean this mess up and put everything back in the boxes and containers, and then email my man at Crow, or just email Crow, and let's see what they want to do. Whatever happens, it needs to be done again. Whether it's their cost or my cost, doesn't matter. It has to be done again, and that's life. So anyway, that was an unexpected episode, and I hope you've learned, like I've learned, always double check everything. But I never thought about rocker ratio when I ordered these cams. Never popped into my mind. I just presumed a camshaft company would know rocker ratios of just about all the engines that there are. And I was wrong. It's not the first and last time that I was wrong. So anyway, take care, be good, and I hope you enjoyed the show, and hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching.